Walmart employees, what's the most people of Walmart thing you've ever seen at an actual store? I saw a dwarf security guard take a flying leap into and beat the living crap out of a 60-year-old black man in a Hawaiian shirt who was trying to steal about $600 worth of steak. The steak guy, he did this once a month or so. He would just fill up his shopping cart with steaks, briskets, pork ribs, etc., head up to the front, act like he was going to check out, then barrel through the exit doors and dump it into a waiting truck. They never got a clear plate and were trying to catch him in the act. I was working my counter and heard behind me, "Sir, don't do it. Just step away from the cart." Walmart security is plain clothes, and has no legal authority. They can detain you, and defend themselves, but they can't restrain you. You can leave whenever you want. I believe from what I remember. So I turn around and I see this guy with a shopping cart full of steaks, and he's looking cagey as hell. He's starting to stammer, and come up with excuses while simultaneously trying to play it off. "Sir, just come with us please. Let go of the cart, sir." The guard trying to get him calm was the head of security there. He was a chill guy in his 30s, but built like a brick crap house. You might think he was chubby if you looked at him. You wouldn't dream he could bench like 340 plus pounds. So the steak guy, he makes his break. He tries to blow past Chubb's McMuscles, and they end up going into a stack of DVDs. Then came Eric. Eric was I'm honestly not sure he would qualify as a dwarf, perhaps just a guy with a growing disability. He was about 4 feet tall, max. He would look like a 12-year-old except for the fact that he was completely yoked. He was one of those just itching for action type guys. He seemed like he had something to prove. So Muscle Chubbs and Steak Guy are now down in the DVDs, and Steak Guy goes to get up, and here comes Eric. I'm probably wrong, but I swear in my mind I heard "Niwiaya." And the little effer leapt through the air, both feet out, and just cannonballed this guy in the chest feet first. He went down again. I heard Chubbs yell "Eric, no," as he scrambled onto the guy's chest, and just started throwing little hands into this dude's face. Just wham 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 wham. This is not what they teach you to do in Walmart security. Loss prevention I think is the official department. Eric was fired pretty much immediately. Walmart got sued, and they'd have been better off just letting the guy run out with the steaks. But boy, what a show. Edit, a little epilogue. I just found out Eric's actual name was Josh. I couldn't remember it, made one up. And he's a sex offender who was recently arrested for going to an elementary school as an elf with sex offender status. Life is weird. Next story. My time to shine. I knew those 4 years at Walmart would pay off eventually. I worked the service desk, so I dealt with / saw some of the most epic people of Walmart crap imaginable. 1. I had a couple attempt to return a half-empty and exceptionally sticky bottle of KY because it didn't work. It still hurt when he put it in my butt. I stood there for a solid 30 seconds holding a half-used bottle of lube that was bought and used to shove something up this woman's butt before I regretfully informed them that I couldn't possibly process this return. I handed them their lube back and then went to the bathroom to dry heave and wash my hands. 2. I had a middle-aged guy come in and ask for a paper job application because for whatever reason he didn't feel comfortable using the online kiosk. Okay, whatever, it's a slow night and I don't have crap to do. I scrounged up a paper application and he started to fill it out at the desk. We shot the crap while he was filling it out. He was funny and we had the same taste in books. Once he got to the question, "Have you ever been convicted of a felony?" he paused and asked me if he should answer that honestly. I told him yes, because if HR ran his name and found something then he would be ineligible for hire since he lied. He then proceeded to tell me he had been convicted of a felony. I shrugged. What the F ever, dude? Welcome to the Walmart freak family, homie. And it was a sex crime, he says. Well, crimes. At this point I take a step back. "Oh, don't worry, I only raped guys so you're fine," he said and calmly went back to filling out his application as my eyebrows met my hairline. 3. We had a customer. We called her Huffy because she would come in and huff the aerosol dust remover that people use to clean their keyboards, get high, and then pass out in the bathroom for a few hours. I should also tell you that at the end of our parking lot was a small grassy median, and on the other side of the median is a Burger King. Remember this note. Well, management and loss prevention got tired of old Huffy coming in and stealing dust remover and taking up valuable bathroom space. So the next time she came in, a manager and a loss prevention associate were in her like flies on crap. Somehow, that wily old Huffy was able to partake in a few cans of dust remover before the 2 associates moved in. Once Huffy saw 2 employees walking towards her, she took off, with Walmart's best giving chase. I'm not sure why they chased her honestly. It was probably a slow day for them. The electronics worker who saw this all go down got on his walkie and radioed us up at the front, "Crap's going down and it's moving towards you." I didn't have anybody at the desk, so I moved out on the floor just in time to see Huffy and the 2 associates streak through the doors like bats out of hell. I ran to the door because I am not one to miss a crap show. I saw Huffy get in her car and make a break out of the parking lot, clipping 2 cars as she made her escape, leaving to winded Walmart workers watching her drive off into the sunset. Now believe it or not, but someone who has just huffed 2 cans of dust remover isn't the best driver. I watched the car start to swerve halfway down the parking lot, then straighten out as Huffy gunned it. She jumped the median and slammed her car through the back wall of the Burger King, coming to the stop in the vicinity of the kitchen. Hands down one of the better attempts to escape the long arm of the Walmart law I've seen. Next story. My mom worked at Walmart for about a year. She actually liked it as she was more active, but she decided to quit after the jewelry department manager had a meltdown and started throwing jewelry at customers. One old lady got pelted in the head with a heavy ring box and it was over. Turns out the manager was selling the jewelry to friends and family, but would keep the boxes and stuff them with rocks and trash so inventory would stay the same. She had the meltdown before she was caught. Next story. I worked at Walmart in the garden department, briefly in the early 90s. I am going to take a break and walk past the deodorant aisle and I see this huge guy, maybe 350 pounds, in a wife beater, put on some deodorant, put the cap back on and put it back on the shelf. Told my manager about it and he said it happens all the time. Next story. I saw a cashier coworker get arrested at her cash register for theft. She had been air scanning items and giving them away to her friends and family. When I worked as a cashier, someone gave me fake $100 so badly made the ink smeared when I scratched the corner. I had to walk away from my register and notify the floor manager. To my surprise, the people didn't seem to understand what was happening and waited there until the cops showed up and arrested them. They literally did not move from the line. At one point asked me what the holdup was and I even told them it was because their money was fake. Not a good idea, but these people were really dumb. I saw a man run from our loss prevention officer and get caught, and a woman came out of nowhere and attacked the loss prevention officer while screaming, "I'm pregnant." The cops came. She actually was not pregnant but the wife of the man caught stealing. They were both arrested. Next story. When I used to work there, I was standing at the front once and an old man came up to me with his crap covered underwear in his hand saying he had an accident. Then I followed a crap trail all the way to the washroom where it looked like a crap bomb went off. Next story. I worked in a neighborhood market in Tennessee. One day a heavy storm rolled in as I was pushing carts. As I was pushing in my last row, I saw a man walking towards the entrance, and since it was raining it looks like he was wearing a white suit with yellow polka dots. I go inside, turns out it's a very thin SpongeBob onesie. He wasn't wearing underwear. It was not a good day for my eyes. Next story. I worked at another, similar retail store until yesterday, and literally yesterday a woman left her severely mentally disabled son alone in the store for over an hour. I ended up hanging with him to make sure he didn't hurt himself or someone else. Mom was nowhere to be found until I was complaining about it to a coworker, and suddenly she is right there looking indignant that someone dare question her parenting methods. Next story. Not that this is really people of Walmart specific, but hey, I've been catcalled in the daytime, while working. I worked in the produce section, so I had on those green aprons and my hair up in a ponytail. Know what's great? The look on a guy's face when he realizes he just whistled at my butt while I was stocking shelves, except I'm a dude. I've been missed, mammed, darlined, hey hot stuffed.